Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Eid Mubarak to all my brothers and sisters out there who are fasting this month of Ramadan. Inshallah, let's hang in there. I know you're hungry. I know you're thirsty. But hey, this is the most blessed month of the year. So let's go ahead and forget everything and just kick it. So, with that being said, let's get straight to the point. All right. So, I wanted to go ahead and just, talk a little bit about the whole entire Iran and Gaza. Sorry, not Iran and Gaza. Iran and America situation. And one thing that I have pretty much noticed is the fact that people are treating this as if this is just like a ball in the park. Meanwhile, forgetting the fact that we are about to put human lives on the line. And this kind of reflects something that I heard in the past, which is that the leaders are a representation of the people. And one thing that I've noticed is that the leaders technically, they don't tend to put their kids in war. So they don't really give a damn about human lives. And so the reflection of that on the population is that we are now treating the soldiers, the United States Army, as if they're just, worthless human beings whose purpose in life is simply to just go throw away their lives for a bunch of PDF files and a bunch of baby eaters. With that being said, I came across this video on Instagram and I wanted to let you guys just listen to the way they talk about this as if it's a sport, as if it's like a sport commentary. Meanwhile, completely forgetting that not only thousands of US citizens are about to go die, but we talk about thousands of Iranians are also about to die. I mean, this is going to be such a damage that's going to ripple through our history, and it's going to be it might go to World War III. This may involve World War III, and this is going to involve millions of human lives, and yet we treat it as if it's a ball in the park, as if it's nothing, so let's go ahead and listen to this, and I'll just give my commentary on it.
This is the area. In military terms, if this turns into a war, it would be called a theater. And what we've done is we've presented you with the basic geography so you could see where Iran is and you could see all the Gulf states. All those little points you see with the American flags in circles, that right there, my friends, are U.S. military installations, U.S. military bases. And as you can see, they are all over the place. Let's start with a smaller map, just so you can see the Gulf area, because that's where most of this area is, most of the action will be. And there it is right now. Okay, there it is. All right, Stas, let's get started with this. We understand that the missiles last time there was this type of 12-day war, as they call it, came from an area right here. It's called Shiraz. It's just a little village. It's a valley surrounded by mountains. See that point right there? Yes. Now, that is 500 kilometers. So they have missiles, we know, that go 500 kilometers and beyond that. But let's start with 500 kilometers. Let's talk about the impact that Iran could have shooting those missiles just from 500 kilometers.
Now, Iran's got three types of missiles that we're looking at. They've got cruise missiles, they've got ballistic missiles, and they've got hypersonic missiles. Well, they have one type of hypersonic missile. Now, the cruise missiles are mostly in the 250 to 500 range.
Right within that circle.
Right within it. Of course, they could be firing from the edge. I mean, all of this area, what most people don't understand, this is all mountains. Mountains, valleys, forests, caves.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to show. That I'm just pulling up my Google map on the side real quick, and I just wanted to show you guys that this is nothing but like it's surrounded by hills. You can't really tell very well over here, but it's surrounded by hills. They're gonna go over the fact, they're gonna explain this a little bit, but Iran also has these ballistic missiles underground. And so all they do is come out, shoot, and go underground. And so this does not give America enough time to pinpoint where these locations are because they're underground and they just shoot and go underground. And so they're going to be playing duck, duck, goose here and there, trying to figure out where all these rockets are. Meanwhile, it's just flying over their head. So it's going to be bad.
Natural cave systems all over the place, artificial caves and bases built into these mountains. This whole area is redoubt out. So they could be firing from any of these directions.
So when you say redoubt out, that means they're hidden.
They're hidden. They've got underground bases. They've got some of these areas that literally have elevators that can pop up a missile launcher, shoot off the missiles, and lower it back down.
Trump will tell you, yeah, but we could take those out like within 5 minutes. True or false?
You could if you knew where they were at, and you could get your air assets into place to do it. Technically, you could. How many of them? How well hidden they are? We don't know. That's a state secret.
That's interesting that you would say that, because it's not only, let's say, this 500 kilometer. Let's go to 1,000 kilometers if we could.
He sounds disappointed. He didn't want to hear that. He want to be enthusiastic. Like I said, this is like a sport to them. You know, they're cheering for America, so they don't want to hear any negativity. They don't want to hear anything bad about about how if America is gonna get defeated, this is how they're gonna get. They want to hear nothing but positive. Oh yeah, these rockets are easy to detect. Yeah, once they come out the ground, boom, our radar's gonna be able to pick it up.
So I can show them the next area that we're talking about. Okay, now we're at 1,000 kilometers. Right. Tell us about the distinction or the difference between those two.
No, first of all, just to add on to what I was saying before that, just to understand how difficult it is to find a launcher. Desert Storm, U.S. had full air dominance. Iraq's right there, open, flat desert. Not a single Scud launcher was ever destroyed. They couldn't find them.
Really?
The Air Force couldn't find them.
I just flew over.
If that's Iraq, imagine Iran, bro. Iran is far more powerful than Iraq and Afghanistan.
Iran the other day. Yeah. When you look down from that plane, it looks like Mars.
It is.
It's just all you see is desert and hills and mountains, and it's like, who the hell could find anything in there?
Exactly. That's the whole point. So when they say we could find anything we want, they're lying. They're absolutely lying.
Let's go to 1,000. There it is right now, going all the way to Saudi Arabia and Iraq. What would be the impact?
Now, first of all these bases combined, there used to be 56,000 troops on there. They've lowered that down to about 26,000. So they evacuated 30,000 troops. But there's 30,000 troops, American troops, that's Air Force, Army, Navy, on these bases that are in striking range. And when you're talking 500 kilometers.
That's U.S. fighting men and women.
That's right, U.S. fighting men.
Give me that number again.
Right now, 26,000.
26,000.
That's not counting Iraq and Syria. Now,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So they're all within striking range. They're not very far. They can run from that.
What about, we keep hearing about submarines and aircraft carriers. I think the Abraham Lincoln is over here.
Right. Well, it's actually further down here out in the Indian.
But it's in these waters here.
Right.
That would come into play later.
That would.
And I think I have something that I want to show you. Have we got the video of the military exercises? I wanted you to see this because Iran has just put out videos of military exercises that they're doing to show what they have the capability of doing in those waters that we were just showing in the bottom of the map, which is actually on the floor. Right. Well, this is what they say they can do. I've got two videos I'm going to show you here. This is the first one, and hang tight because there's another one coming after this. I want to show you both of these, and then we can comment on them. This next one is them resolutely showing what they can do to take out potentially an aircraft carrier, which their supreme leader has been talking about. What are we seeing in this video? What can we learn or glean from it?
Well, right now what we're seeing is missile gunboats. So this is something that you would use not relatively far out to sea, but in the closer waters, like the Persian Gulf or near waters in the Indian Ocean.
They have missiles?
Of course. That's the number one striking capabilities. They have missiles. They have ship-to-ship missiles. Then you have the problem with the land-bound missiles that they can shoot out.
Right.
Now, here's the kicker.
Okay.
The hypersonic missiles they have, 2,000-kilometer range. Here's the other kicker. If you bring in an aircraft carrier within strike range for the F-18s, F-16s, you're looking at about 1,000-kilometer range before the planes have to be refueled. The refuelers have to come from Cyprus or Israel or these other areas, because these bases right here, they're going to get hit. So you're not going to lift refuelers off from there.
Did you see that one shot on that ship? I think they probably put that video out, and that comes in from their news agency, to show what they think they could do to U.S. ships out at sea. Could they really do that?
If they're close enough in, yes. If they're for the aircraft carrier like Lincoln, they would use the hypersonic missiles. Now, here's
I have that for you. Don't mean to interrupt.
No problem.
Since we have the video, let's show it. Let's see the video of the hypersonic. This is they call this the Fatah 1.
Right.
Here it is. There's a Fatah 1 and a Fatah 2, by the way.
What you're looking at, the head is the hypersonic section. The rest is a ballistic missile. So the ballistic missile gets it started, gets it going, and then the glide vehicle, which is the front third, it separates out and accelerates to Mach 13, which is, by the way, what the Oreshnik accelerates to. It's maneuverable. And here's the problem that most U.S. planners don't want to admit to. If they're just looking for an aircraft carrier out there with just Iranian assets, it's going to be pretty hard to find. It gets out there in a big ocean. How many satellites overhead? You got over 150 Russian satellites. You got over 300 Chinese satellites. And
if you see my previous video, I talked about the fact that China is already helping out Iran, pinpoint where pretty much China is keeping an eye on the American movement in the region to help out Iran. So now think about it. Iran has ballistic missile that's pretty much precise. And on top of that, you have Russia and China, and they're depending on the oil in the Middle East. And they know that if Iran falls, there goes their way of life. And so they're not going to just sit by and let America come and just topple Iran just like that. So they're already helping out Iran. And so all I'm saying is Americans are pretty much supporting the citizen going in just to be grind up into, like, they're just going into a meat grinder.
The Chinese have just deployed Baodu, their super radar system.
I read about that last night.
And it can
detect submarines.
Exactly.
Under the water.
Exactly. They've got a boat out there that's doing intelligence gathering that can detect the submarines. But here's the thing. This is a synthesis of technologies. Because you've got Russia's deployed the S-300 and the S-400. The S-400 can run everything on its own in a smaller section. Fighter planes, bombers, other launch systems, the control point. It can track the 72 targets, service 24 of those targets at a time. Mm-hmm. By service, I mean try to destroy them. Destroy them. But if you combine that, these two systems are separate. Right now, what we're seeing is these two systems are being integrated. The Chinese radar system and the Russian air defense systems are being integrated.
Because you said that.
So yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So I just wanted to kind of, give you guys an idea of what America is going to be handling or what it's going to be dealing with. This is not going to be this is not going to be a walk in the park. This is not going to be Venezuela all over again. They keep saying that, oh, it's going to be easy. They're just going to go in there, catch Khamenei, and then boom, that's it, regime falls. And then they put the clown Pahlavi back in position and so on and so forth. It's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be that easy. And the reason I say that, for one, is because Iranians are extremely patriotic about their country. They understand the situation on the ground far better than we here in America do. We have been propagandized. You have reporters going to Iran doing their part, talking about, oh, Iran is this, Iran is that, the people don't like it, and then they leave. All that just to propagandize us, to make us feel like it's okay for America to go in and, topple another leader in that region. Completely ignoring the fact that these are human lives we're talking about. This is not as simple as just topple. These are human lives. And this brings me to my next point, is because this is going to be a fight, not for America. This is not going to benefit America whatsoever. So the reason why I say that, let's listen to this video and you'll understand why. Exclusive CIA officer: if the United States goes to war with Iran, that's because of Israel.
If the United States goes to war with Iran in the near future, it will not be because Tehran actually threatens America. It will be because Israel and its powerful lobby in the U.S. have succeeded in creating an essentially false casus belli to mandate such action. Well, the United States has been driving drunk for quite some time, and that dangerous behavior has to some extent been encouraged by Israel and its many supporters in Washington. I also would not doubt that Israel, accustomed to behaving with impunity towards its alleged friend and patron in Washington,
and we have seen that in the past almost 3 years now,
might manufacture a pretext to draw the U.S. into a new conflict. Israel, which relies on Washington for billions of dollars in aid and also for political cover in international fora like the UN, does not spy discreetly, largely because it knows that few in Washington will seek to hold it to account. Israel, where government and business work hand in hand, has obtained significant advantage by systematically stealing American technology with both military and civilian applications. The GAO concluded that Israel conducts, and this is a quote, conducts the most aggressive espionage operation against the United States of any U.S. ally. So the answer to the question, is Israel an ally of the United States, is most definitely no.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, and the reason why it's been so ramped up and they're trying so hard to attack Iran is simply due to the fact that Israel has pretty much lost all credibility all over the world, and they know that. They've lost it. Nobody respects them. Nobody likes them. Nobody wants to see them in that region anymore because they're the bully of that region. For the past 70 plus years, they've been telling everybody, oh, we are the victim. Oh, we are defending ourselves. Fast forward today, people are like, that was a lie. You're not defending yourself. You're the bully of the region. You're the reason why the whole entire Middle East is destabilized, because you want pretty much your whole neighbor to be, well, subservient to you. You want them to bow down to your knee. That's what they want, you know? And so even though this war with Iran has not yet kicked off, they've already have another enemy lined up already for America to attack. This is how these people think. They don't give a shit about human lives. To them, everybody is a goyim. If you're not a Jew, you are a goyim. Your life is worthless. You are cattle for them to serve. That's all you are to them. Okay? And so this is I wanted to show this image as a final, as a good as a form of, well, a disrespect to them, because this is their God right here. Okay? And so this kind of made me think of something. What if doing this, right, to these demonic, in their mind, they're like, oh, they disrespect our God. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and use our God to go and purify their land by this, by just completely decimating their citizen and destroying their infrastructures and, just causing as much havoc as possible, because this is how these people operate. Okay, based off of what we've seen happen in Gaza, it was a human ice. That's what we saw. And so now they're about to do the same thing here, because Iranian reject their God. So now they're about to go and bring, I guess you can say, for all these Islamophobes out there, what's the what's the word? I forgot the term, but you get what I'm saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, I hope my commentary on this whole situation was a little bit beneficial. And so I will catch you guys up later.